session 7. Basic trial procedure. Okay. Basic trial procedure is a very, very important area, okay, that most people in the freedom movement don't know much about. And if they ever end up in court, not with the IRS, usually. Remember, IRS doesn't want you to go to court. They don't want to waste their time and money paying attorneys to go against you. It's usually other matters, like I said, traffic tickets, zoning laws. If you're suing them, going after them, okay? Or it could be any kind of civil case. You could be having a dispute with I know people call me sometimes, they got a child custody problem, and they want to deny the court jurisdiction because they don't like what the court is doing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the step-by-step procedures of the court and how things start out and how things move forward. First of all, let's make things very clear. There are civil and criminal procedure. There are similar and they're also different. Okay, I'm going to talk about both of them, and I'm going to talk about their similarities and also their differences. Okay, here we go. Civil, remember, it's someone after the other side for money, basically, or do something. Criminal is when the government's after you, try to put you in jail. That's basically the major distinction into two fields of areas of law you'll see. Civil versus criminal. Okay, in both of them, there's got to be a plaintiff, right? And a defendant. That is a given. That's where they start having differences. Also, you always have the plaintiff file a complaint against the defendant. That's the beef. Hey, I got a beef with the defendant. Okay, a complaint gotta be signed. In a criminal case, in a civil case, they always call the complaint. Always. The paper that accuses you of anything is called a complaint. In a criminal case, however, it also could be called an information. Also, an indictment. Sometimes they call it other accusatory paper, but information and indictment are the other complaints they call in a criminal case. So the plaintiff has to fill out those things. In a civil case, it's just a complaint. And then what's supposed to happen also, they're supposed to be also both have a summons. A summons is an order from the clerk of the court. Write this down, folks. You're going to write a lot of notes in this class. Okay? So when you get home, you want to review this tape and take notes. Or listen to this class several times as the lingo of this class starts getting, in your head a lot easier. You start understanding a lot more as you hear it again and again. Summons is issued by a clerk of the court as an order to tell the defendant that, hey, buddy, you got to come to court. Okay? So, depending on state law, you have to show up to court 30 days, 60 days, or whatever number of days the law allows for. After, you've been served with a copy of the complaint and summons. So the plaintiff must serve in person a copy of the complaint and summons to the defendant. Now, what does service means? Service means a third party, not you, not the plaintiff, someone else, in person gave the complaint and summons a copy of it to the defendant in person at his home, at his place of business, on the street, in his car. Doesn't make a difference. Now, if the other person goes and serves the person at his work or home and he's not there, as long as he gives it to a responsible adult that knows him, like a secretary or his boss or his co-worker or his brother or mother or sister or parent at the same house, someone over age 18, and say, this is for so-and-so, and he gives it to it, that person is technically considered to be served. He got the paper because it's important legal paper. People know that they are supposed to give that to the person who's being, served with a lawsuit. Okay, any kind of a complaint. Okay, it's assumed. I mean, no one over 18 is going to get this thing that says from the court, hey, you're supposed to show up to court. The process server, the person who's serving the paper, says this is for him, and the guy doesn't show up. Okay, that is not acceptable. You cannot evade or avoid the process of service by hiding. People will try to do that. People will try to avoid the process of service, but the law doesn't allow for that. So we're going to take a short break right now. When we'll come back, we'll continue about the subject of process of service and then move on to the rest.